G'day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at essentially how you can beat the Kid Buu Red Zone stage. Now obviously we've done the Sworn Enemies missions and the Power Beyond Super Saiyans missions, but both of those were kind of solved using the AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku and a couple of Chilai items. It's a very effective strategy, but it's one that was heavily reliant on RNG. And also using the right items at the right time, and of course also having certain friend units. Now this time around we're going to be using a different strategy that relies heavily on using the right items at the right time, relies on heavily having the correct friend unit, and having certain support items. But it's still fun to take a look at different strategies. So in this case we're using a Tech Trunks strategy. Now this strategy is very interesting, but I want to talk to you about the initial setup. So you have to have the Android 17 and 18 in turn 2, and you have to have the PyCon unit arriving in turn 4. As long as you can achieve these things, then you are ready to go. If you cannot achieve these things, then you are in a spot of bother. The reason being is quite simple. Essentially, PyCon is going to provide us with a Ghost Usher. Android 17 and 18 are going to provide us with a Ghost Usher. And then we're going to use both Ghost Usher items. So what you're going to do is you're going to Ghost Usher in the first turn. You're then going to Android 17 18 Usher in the second turn. You're then going to PyCon Usher in the fourth turn. And you're going to Ghost Usher in the third turn. So go Ghost Usher, Android 17 18 Ghost Usher, PyCon. Then in turns 5 and 6, your Trunkses should have their Super Trunks transformation. The only way they're going to get this is if they have 5 attacks by the time they get to turn 5 and 6. Now this isn't too hard, but if you don't have a Trunks in your first or second turn, then it's going to become very difficult for you. Once you've done that, essentially, basically, the Trunkses will turn into Super Trunks. Use their active skills, by the way, immediately. You need to let the Trunkses attack. Once the Trunkses turn into Super Trunks, they then get their active skill in turn 5 and 6, and they can use that active skill essentially to skip the turn of Kid Buu again. So there you go. Now you have effectively skipped them all the way to turn 6, and at this point you essentially should hopefully have done enough damage. Now, a lot of that damage is going to come from the Trunks units after using their active skills. Their guaranteed crits, their high levels of damage. The strength Super Vegeta is also, I would say, pretty much mandatory to do significant damage. You don't have to use physical Vegeta. You can use the AGL Super Easy 8 Goku, the Super Saiyan 3 Super Easy 8 Goku. That's not a bad call either, to be honest with you. That one can work out as well. So it's definitely a situation where there come some kind of replacement options for these units, but not really the Trunkses, the 17s, and also the PyCon. Now you'll see I have a Int Majin Buu. That Int Majin Buu is just there to potentially act as a backup plan to try and bait us one more turn if necessary. If you don't want to use Buu, just throw on a support that will give your Trunkses more power, because you are relying entirely on the Trunkses and the Vegeta or the Super Saiyan 3 Easy 8 Goku or whoever it is that you are planning on using to do your damage. You need them to do as much damage as possible. So I highly advise basically that you guys really try to have them max out their damage, and to do that you may want to replace Int Buu with a support. But as you can see here, as you can see by what's happening, we are getting everything done and sorted in the right places, which tends to help quite a lot. Obviously makes things function quite well, and we tend to have a pretty good time. With that being said, however, it can be a bit frustrating, this strategy. A lot of the times you can tell immediately when the run starts. If I don't basically have a telltale sign as to whether your run can start. If you have Android 17 and Paikuhan, or Android 17 and 18 and Paikuhan, in the second turn when you start, that's immediately a sign that you can win. Because what you'll do is you'll use Android 17 and 18 skill first, put them off rotation and leave Paikuhan on, which guarantees Paikuhan at the 4th turn. Then, the other one that you have is whether the Trunkses are in rotation 1 and 2. If you have both Trunkses in rotation 1 and 2, and in the second rotation you have Paikuhan and Android 17 18, then the strategy will work and you'll win. If not, it's too, not improbable, but there's too many instances where you're going to run out of sequence and you're going to struggle a lot. So yeah, basically that's really about it for me. Honestly, there's not much. As you can see, once the Trunkses get going, once all of them kind of get up to speed, once everyone starts throwing out their attacks, and once everything really starts to kind of get moving, the fight kind of takes care of itself. That's really the beauty of this situation, is half the time your fight really does tend to take care of itself. If you don't have Trunks, then you can't run the strategy. But then I suggest running the other strategies that I've used to complete the missions, because that's probably going to net you a better time overall. But yeah, honestly, it is a pretty fun time. I do like this strategy a lot. I would replace Vegeta in hindsight. My physical Vegeta didn't really pop off as much as I wanted him to. Did a good job, but he just didn't really go as ham as he could have. You know, 1 or 2 more attacks and he would have finished off the fight for us. Otherwise, we actually got a little bit lucky, because we managed to enter the next rotation without Buu attacking first. If Buu had attacked first, basically we would have GG'd. So, yeah, but still pretty fun, cool strategy. It's really fun to see a strategy whereby Buu basically doesn't attack at all. I think it's something that's not, I don't want to say unique, but it's something that we don't see a lot in red zones and stuff like that. Just kind of spam, skipping, ghost dashing, active skill abilities. I think it's really, really good. But yeah, that's basically it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. It's always appreciated. And yeah, as always, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And if you do need any more help, or you have another team build that you'd like me to try, I am still doing the no item run. So there's space for one more team, I guess. But yeah, that's basically going to be it for me. Bye.